Thank you for being here. I only need a few minutes and I promise to keep this simple. You have heard that AI is everywhere now. Every one of those AI tools has to run on real computers in real buildings somewhere in the world. Someone has to build and run all of that. And right now, only a few giant companies do. And they keep all the money it makes. Sovren builds that kind of computing power, and it lets ordinary people take part in it. The way you take part is called an operator's license. When the network does real work for customers, it pays for that work. And license holders can receive some of that pay. You do not need any technical background to take part, and by the end of this, you will understand exactly how it works. Let me start with the most important point. This is real and it is already running today, and it is not an idea on paper or a plan for someday later. Sovren already operates real businesses. There is Parler, a social network with millions of real users. There is a cloud hosting service that real customers already pay for. There is a delivery service that moves online videos and web pages to people quickly. And there are data centers, which are buildings full of computers that do all the heavy lifting. Everything I'm about to tell you is built on all of those real working businesses. Nothing in this presentation depends on something that has not been built yet. Here is why this moment matters so much. Every app on your phone, every chatbot, every AI tool runs on real computers behind the scenes, and the world is about to need an enormous number of them, far more than we have today. Right now, a small handful of giant companies control almost all of those computers and keep the money. Sovren does it differently. Everyday people can take part in this computing power and be paid when it does real work. In plain terms, you can take part in the machinery the AI world runs on. So what exactly is an operator license? Let me say it plainly in 3 parts. Number 1, it is a long-term right to take part. Holding a license means you are a recognized participant in this network for the long run. It is not a savings account, and it is not a promise of income. Number 2, you are paid for real work. When the network actually does a job for a customer and that job is confirmed as truly done, license holders are paid for that work. The amount goes up and down depending on how busy the network is, and it is never promised or guaranteed. 3, there is a strict fixed number. Only 10,000 licenses will ever exist. Each one is a unique digital certificate that is yours to hold. There are some rules about when a license can be transferred to someone else. The one line to remember: what you receive depends on how much work the network does. It is pay for real work, never a guaranteed return. Now, the network has its own credit, called Sovren. The clearest thing that you can do with it is simple. You spend it to rent computing power. Think of renting a computer in the cloud the way a business rents an office. Companies do this every single day. With Sovren, you pay for that computing power using Sovren tokens. There are easy ways and advanced ways to do it. The simplest is a website where you click a button and your server is running. For people who build software, there are more technical tools to plug into their own systems. And newer AI assistants can even set up their own. It is rolling out in stages. First, the simple one-click version, then the more advanced tools, and then the AI-assisted version. The point is that people have a real everyday reason to use Sovren from the start. Let me walk you through what actually happens step by step, because it is straightforward. You add some Sovren tokens, and it becomes a balance that you can spend, like adding money to a prepaid credit card. When you want a computer, the network starts one up for you, and it charges by the hour, the same way you might pay for parking. Each hour you use it, a little of your balance is spent. Here's the key idea. The more people actually use the service, the more of this credit gets used up. So demand comes from real everyday use, not hype. A software company running a couple hundred servers a month is a steady repeat customer month after month. Here is something that matters to everyone who holds a license. It does useful work from the very first day. Every operator license comes with a starter amount of computing power included, running in Sovren's own data centers. You do not have to buy anything extra to get started, and you do not run any equipment yourself. So the license is useful on day one, not something you buy and then sit on and wait. It is already working, and if you ever want more computing power than the starting amount, you simply pay for the extra with Sovren credits. You might wonder what kind of jobs this network actually does. The answer is the ordinary behind-the-scenes work that every app and website needs. It stores files so they are always available. It delivers web pages and videos quickly around the world. It provides secure private connections. It runs the computing that AI tools need. And it helps AI remember and find all that information. You do not need to know how any of this works. The important part is every single job is measured, checked to make sure it was really done, and paid out automatically. No work, no payment. Now let me show you this is real with actual numbers, not guesses about the future. There is already $500,000 a month of real business activity lined up to flow through this system. That is real repeating usage happening now, not a hopeful forecast. And Parler, the social network at the heart of this, has millions of users. That is a huge base of real people and real activity already in place. The point is simple. The demand for this network is not something we are hoping will show up one day. It's already here. One more thing that makes this strong. This same computing power runs a whole family of everyday products, not just one. There is the social network, a video app, a messaging app, a payments app, an online shop, a set of creator tools. There is the cloud hosting service and the trust layer that ties everything together. All of these products run on the same underlying network. So there is a wide range of real daily activity flowing through one system all in one place. Let me come back to the most common question people ask. What is this credit actually for? The clearest answer is the thing that software companies buy every single day: computing power to run their apps and websites. With Sovren, you use Sovren tokens to pay for it. You can start a computer with one click. You can put a website online. You can run computing that powers apps and AI. In every case, you pay with Sovren as you use it. One helpful detail: the price of the computing stays steady in dollars, so your costs do not suddenly double if the value of the credit moves around. It behaves like a normal utility bill. This is what makes Sovren different from so much of what you may have heard about. Sovren is meant to be used, not just held on to. It is used across the Parler family of apps every day. You can put it behind one of your posts to reach more people. You can run advertising. You can pay for premium features and subscriptions to your favorite creators. And you can buy real products in the shop from creators and merchants. In other words, it has real jobs in real apps. It is a useful tool, not something you just buy and just watch. It is a utility, not an investment product. So why does this stand on solid ground when so many things in this space do not? Because it's built on what is real. It's already running with real customers using it today. The credit has a real everyday use, so demand comes from people actually using it, not from speculation. And the supply is fixed and out in the open. There is a firm cap on how much Sovren tokens can actually ever exist. Only a small amount was ever created at the start, and there is no big hidden stash set aside for insiders to cash out later. It is specifically designed to be run by many independent participants, not controlled by one single company. Let me show you the size of what we are talking about here, using real numbers from real companies. Running a platform is not a one-time cost. It is a bill that arrives every single month forever, and it grows as the platform grows. Rumble spends on the order of $100 million a year on the cost of delivering its services. Twitter, before it was acquired, was spending around $1.8 billion a year on its infrastructure. Every one of those dollars went to Amazon or Google or a data center company. That is the market we are talking about. It already exists, and it's enormous. Sovren has about $500,000 a month of Parler service traffic committed to settle through the network. Committed means it is contracted to run through this system, not a hope that customers show up. And here is the honest part. That number is small compared to the companies I just mentioned. But it is real today, and it works the same way theirs does. As the platforms on this network grow, that operating spend grows with them. The difference is not the size of the bill, the difference is where the money goes. Now here is the part I want you to sit with, because it is the thing that genuinely does not exist anywhere else. Amazon, Microsoft, and Google spend billions of dollars a year running the computers the internet depends on. You could be their customer. You can pay them every single month for the rest of your life. But what you cannot do at any price is take part in the economics of their network. That door does not exist. It never will. Their infrastructure spend is a cost center, and the value flows to their shareholders. And that's the end of the story. Sovren is built the other way. The network does the same category of work, and it settles to the independent operators who carry that work. That participation is open to ordinary people, and it is capped. There are 10,000 operator licenses, not 10,000 to start, 10,000 permanently. And when they are gone, there is no second issuance. But I want to be careful here. I am not telling you what a license will be worth, because I do not know, and neither does anyone else. What I am telling you is that this is a door that the largest companies in the world do not offer, and it only opens 10,000 times. Let me show you how the supply actually works, because this is where Sovren is different from almost everything else you may have seen. Start with the licenses. There are 10,000. That is not a launch number, it is the number. There will never be a second batch. Now the token itself. There is a hard cap of 1 billion Sovren tokens. That cap is enforced by the network's own code. Nothing can create tokens outside of the published reserves. It is not a policy someone can change their mind about. Here is the part that surprises people. Most projects launch fully minted, meaning all the tokens exist on day one, and somebody is holding them. Sovren launched at 6%. Only 60 million tokens exist right now, and they are set aside for liquidity. The other 940 million are unminted. They do not exist yet. So how do they come into existence? Only as the protocol's rules release them against verified paid work. Tokens are not printed on a schedule. They come into being because someone actually paid for a real service and the network confirmed it was delivered. No work, no tokens. There is no founder or team allocation sitting in the Genesis reserves. Every reserve has a public name purpose that you can read on the website. And when the rewards do go out, they do not land in someone's hands ready to be dumped the same day. They move through states, locked, then vesting over 30 days, then claimable. The chain enforces that. One more piece. When Sovren is spent on a service, half of it burns and recycles back into the pool that funds future rewards. The system feeds itself from real usage. I'm not going to tell you what any of this means for price. Nobody can, and anyone who does is guessing. What I will tell you is what the rules are, that they are public and that they are enforced by code rather than by promises. Here is how you can take part. There are 10,000 operator licenses in total, released in 10 batches of 1,000. The first 2 batches are priced at $3,000 each. Later batches will be priced differently as they are released. For that, you get a long-term right to take part in the network, a starter amount of computing power included, and pay for real confirmed work the network does, sent to your pay wallet. If you would like to reserve one, the website is node.sovrentech.io, or you can get the link from the person who invited you to this presentation. Let me leave you with one thing I hope you remember. This is not a theory, and it is not a promise for the future. The network is live, and the work is real. The computing is running today. It comes down to 3 simple things: real computing power, a credit you can actually spend, and a network that ordinary people can take part in. If you have been waiting for something in this space that is genuinely built and genuinely running, this is it. You can reserve at node.sovrentech.io. Come take part in it. One important note before we finish, and please listen closely to this part. An operator license is a long-term right to take part in a real computing network. It is not an investment, it is not a security, and it is not a promise of income. Any rewards depend on real work the network does. They go up and down, and they are not guaranteed. The value of Sovren credit can go up and down as well. Everything shared here is for information uses only. It is not financial advice, and it is not an offer to sell securities. Please do your own research and talk to your own advisor before making any decisions.